Hey there, it's Agnes. Hope you're feeling okay. Hope you're staying healthy and strong. I've been wanting to come on here for a while and I'm just processing so many emotions, like so many people. And I didn't want to come on here like when I was in a negative space. So I've been working on getting myself to feel better. And I wanted to share this message with you today because there's so many things floating around, articles, videos, posts, and it's getting kind of crazy where we don't know like what's true, what's real, what's fake, what's not. Who should we believe? What should we be reading? What should we be focusing on? What should we be doing? And my motto has always been to avoid news. That's always been kind of my jam. Like I've always avoided any type of negative news, any type of political news, any type of really news, unless it was like happy, positive stuff. I avoided it because that stuff made me feel really bad. And I realized that me feeling bad didn't serve anyone, and it didn't serve my emotions. It didn't serve my my creativity. It didn't serve my family. And so I've made the choice a long time ago to stay away from all kinds of news. And right now, that isn't working for me because the news is everywhere and you can't avoid it. And it's on every channel and everyone's talking about it, and it's not something that you could just pretend isn't happening, right? And so I've gotten sucked in and I've been reading a lot, and I've been kind of sifting and deciding what I believe is true and what I believe is not true. And I've made some, conclusions based on different things and different sources. But one of the things that began to start to happen is I started to have really bad nightmares. And this was actually the reason why I stopped following news, is because I used to struggle with a lot of anxiety and depression. And I would have these nightmares where I would feel like the world was ending, or I was drowning or suffocating, and I was trying to like save my loved ones and I couldn't get to them in time. And I would have these nightmares all the time. And I finally realized that the reason why I was having these nightmares is because every night before I was going to bed, I was checking this website. I think it's called Daily Mail News. And it's just this website that like posts just crazy news stories from like all over the world, like really crazy, random, bad things, crazy people. And it's interesting, right? It's really great entertainment. But I was reading these articles right before bed, and then I was putting my phone down and I was going to bed, and I was just having these crazy nightmares. And I decided that I was going to disconnect myself from that kind of information. And when I made that decision, they went away. And I found that I was able to be more positive, and I was able to focus on things that were good and positive in my life. And when I focused on those things, then I started to notice other things that were good and positive in the world. And like as I focused on all those good and positive things, just more good and positive things showed up in my life, and I felt better and I stopped having the nightmares. Well, anyway, right now, like I said, it's not something that I could just not think about or not read about because it's everywhere. So how do you know what's real, what's good, what's fake, what's not, what you should read? What for me, and this is just for me, let me know in the comments if this makes sense for you. But I've decided that I'm no longer trying to figure out what's real. I'm just interested in how I feel when I read it. So if I'm reading an article and it's making me feel desperate, it's making me feel scared, it's making me feel disgusted, it's making me feel icky inside, I know in that moment that that article is not for me. And it might be true. That story might be very true. And it's just, for me, I've decided that I am not really not that interested in what's true. I'm more interested in what's useful in my life. And what's useful in my life is to make myself feel better, because when I'm up here and high and happy and feeling good, that is when I'm in a place where I can serve and help others, and I can serve and help my family, and my kids need a happy mom, and my kids need a sane mom, and my kids need guidance, because they're watching too, you know, and this is new for all of us. Like, none of us prepared for this. None of us saw this coming. None of us really have had a plan, right? And our kids are also watching. And I think it's important for me as a mom to be a positive example and a positive influence for them. So I'm deciding to focus on what is good that's happening around me. What are the things that I can control? You know, there's a lot of people are saying a lot of freedoms have been taken away, and that might be true, but you still have a lot of freedoms that no one can take away. The freedom of your thought, the freedom of the things that you think about, the freedom of your daily routine, what you're choosing to do throughout your day, how you're choosing to interact with your family, the positive changes that you're making in and around your home. You still have a ton of freedoms. And we actually have something really cool right now in our favor, which is that we're able to focus on things that we were never really able to focus on before, because we didn't have the time. Like, whoever had the time to, you know, organize their closets and like do all these little projects around the house, you know? And to people that work a lot of hours, you don't really have a lot of time for that. I know for me, even though I work from home, and I've been working from home for a few years now, I'm still always running out of time, because just getting the kids to and from all their activities takes a lot of my day. So I believe it's a gift in disguise. I believe it's a time for growth. I believe that we really can take this time to grow and come out better, stronger. And as long as we're not so worried about what's right and what's wrong, but being more worried about what's useful to me, to my personal growth and the growth of my loved ones, I think that we'll be okay. And yeah, that's it. That's my message. That's my message for today. I hope you're doing good. Stay strong, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you soon.